Good morning. My name is Edward Smith, and I'm going to be reading a book called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. Kind of a reversal of the old story we've all heard about the three pigs and the big bad wolf. Actually, this is about a pig that is a bully. He comes after the little wolves, but I don't think he has any intent to kill them or eat them. I think he is acting like a bully and he just wants to boss them around, show them that he's the big pig in the area and take control of things that he can take control of. So with that, let's get started and I'll tell you about the three little wolves and the big bad pig. The story starts with Mother Wolf. She's in her bedroom, in her bed, and she brings the little wolves in to tell them what to do. Once upon a time, there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was gray, and the third was white. One day, the mother called the three little wolves around her and said, "My children, it's time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, Mother, we'll watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo. Was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. There's the kangaroo and the wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Oh, certainly," said the kangaroo. And she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves got busy and built themselves a house of bricks. Here they are, working on their house of bricks. The very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house and locked the door. Here's the sneaky old pig. He comes down and watches while they are playing croquet. I don't know if you can see it, but the pig is right here in the woods spying on them. But they figured out he was there and retreated to the house. The pig knocked on the door and grunted like this. Little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we'll let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." So there he is outside, they're inside looking out the window. "Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house down," said the pig. So he did. He huffed and puffed, and he puffed and he huffed. But the house didn't fall down. There he is, doing his best to try to blow down the house, but it's made out of bricks. Not going to blow it down. So, the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing, so he went and fetched his sledgehammer, and he knocked the house down with his big old sledgehammer. There he is doing it. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. So they sneaked out the back door and got away. "Well, we got to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. Here is the concrete mixer and the concrete. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Sure," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. So here they are working on the concrete house. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock and badminton in the garden, and they saw the big bad pig coming. They ran inside their house and shut the door. Here's the game going on outside, and here's the pig sneaking over the wall. He's coming to the garden. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." No, said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we won't let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Huh, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed. But the house didn't fall down. It's made of concrete. It's pretty strong. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. So he went and fetched his jackhammer. There it is, that big powerful thing. It breaks up concrete. That's what he's doing there. He drilled and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, by their chinny chin chins were trembling and trembling and trembling, but they managed to get out. There they are running away again. Sliding down, he made a rope out of tied up sheets, I believe. Got away. "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then they saw a truck coming along the road, carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. "Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars, and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros, who was driving the truck. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. He's even helping them load some of the stuff. He's got a load of chains there, and the wolves are working on this house made of steel, I guess. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house, extremely strong. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt absolutely safe now. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in their garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all the 37 padlocks. He's trying to sneak in the house. They're trying to get away. There's some of that barbed wire. The pig dialed the video entrance phone and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in." No, said the wolves. "By the hair of our chinny chin chins, we won't let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your new house down," said the pig. So he did. Huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed. But the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. This is a dirty trick. He brought dynamite. There's the dynamite. Laid it against the house, lit the fuse, ran for cover. Here he is hiding while the blasted, and there's a gigantic blast of dynamite on the newest house. Even the newest house couldn't stand dynamite. The three little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. But what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo. Here's the flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. Please, will you give us some flowers? Asked the little wolves. With pleasure, said the flamingo. And he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves house number 4 of flowers. Here is the wood frame. Here are the flowers. They're working on their latest house. One wall was of marigolds, one of daffodils, one of pink roses, one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in the bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind, but it was very beautiful. One of the little wolves is taking a bath in the tub with water lilies. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell at the door and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair of our chitty chins, we won't let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to puff and huff, he smelled the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath, and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart grew tender, and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then, he decided to become a big good pig. He's dancing. He started to sing and dance a dance called the tarantella. And the wolves are watching while the pig dances. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. Might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out of the house. They started playing games with him. There they are, all 4 of them out playing games. First they played pig pog, and then piggy in the middle. And when they were tired, they invited him into their house of flowers. They offered him tea and strawberries. Here are the strawberries. They even got some tea out of their sacred teapot. And wolfberries, and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted. And they all lived happily together ever after. That's it.